Hello guys. Yesterday I finally decided to do some redstone again, so I made this thing together with MDP. I saw a video by ilmango where he made this noteblock activated 3x3 door, and it was very nice. It was tileable and very small, but the animation was pretty ugly. So I made this with MDP in order to have one that has a nice animation. So this is not one wide tileable, and it's not as small, but it looks just way better in my opinion. The top and bottom are mostly synchronized and the sides are synchronized, and as you can see it hides away the observer when it's opened. And of course we can use it from both sides, just like his design. So let's take a look at the wiring. So here we have it stripped down, and this is a layout I came up with. So I chose to have the no block and observer at the top of it instead of on the bottom. And this basically complicates transferring the signal quite a bit, but it also allows for less interference between the pistons that need to retrieve the observer and the observer itself. So in order to fix the transfer, basically I used this trick where I put a block in this space together with a rail in order to transfer the signal to that observer when it's in this position, and when it's up there it just transfers it like directly. So ilmango's design, where the observer points down, just makes use of the butt switch, where piston can be activated one block away directly and then be pulled down from that. But that also kind of by default introduced a lot of like piston noise in his opening sequence. So there is a way of improving things also with that animation, that layout. I just chose to go with this because it seemed simpler in my opinion, and it allowed me to also hide away the observer itself, which I really liked. So this might not be the best layout, but I think it's a quite decent layout. So I made the bottom of this thing, and I kind of came up with this idea of just basically using a latch here to only activate this basically the whole circuit once, even though we get multiple pulses up here that all just come from this observer because it's triggered a bunch of times when this whole section is in operation. So we just make sure to activate only once when pushing down, and then after a long delay reset it such that it can just trigger again after all of the animation has happened. And then up here we have another latch kind of thing, where this thing will retract instantly whenever there's any pulse to that observer, like so. And then just on a T flip-flop it will, every other toggle in the end, push this thing down again in order to prime it more or less. But this whole top section with the actual wiring, fitting in all this crazy stuff, is done by MDP, and yeah, he's just really good at redstone. Like, you should definitely come to Synergy and check out his plot. He has some like really tiny wiring, as well as just genius layouts that he comes up with in order to allow for the tiny wiring, as well as just tiny layouts in general. So yeah, I suppose I can do a very quick tutorial, or at least I will try to make it quick. So let's go to that. Okay, so I hope I will do a decent job at this, because I don't remember it by heart. But we will start with the layout. So it's pretty simple to start off with. We want our double piston extender at the bottom, and up here we have the strange parts. I'm very good at placing pistons, clearly. And then this is more or less your layout done. Right here we want our rail. Then this will be your inputs, and let's see, slab, that's not a slab, great. Okay, we have two slabs there, and we will remove this just for now because it will trigger things otherwise when we don't want them to trigger. Then we have a piston there, and we will put the water bucket right there to start off with, or the cauldron with water in it. Then this will be there by default, and a non-sticky piston right there, so like that. Then to activate that, we will have some wiring right here. Sorry for that sound. I don't remember the other parts there, so let's continue down here. Let me just close that for a second. Okay. Then down here we have a T flip-flop, and yeah, we will have our long delay chain of stupid observers right here, which will take care of the reset. Beautiful. Then right here there will be two observers like this, pointing down and pointing into that piston. This on 1 tick, this on 4 ticks. And then there will be this right there, an observer from that dust face facing the piston, like that. And then we'll have dust going across here as well. Observer there with a block. Block goes into a repeater on 3 ticks, yeah. Then observer there and 2 ticks right there. Then we'll have a dust there and a what's this called? Hopper. A hopper right there. And another observer. And then we move our signal up to the sides like this, and we move it up even further like so. Right here we want a slab again. And then here we have a rail. We have an observer like that, facing there, and one facing inwards there. So these face each other. Then we have a long delay chain, or well, yeah, long chain I suppose, like that, of observers. And finally we have, I think 8 ticks there. No, 4 and 1, okay. And I think that's it. So we will want to make sure this is in that state with the redstone block at the bottom. So this seems to have screwed up a couple of things here, so I guess I should have chosen a better sequence of powering stuff or putting components there, because this is all flipped now, but I will show you how to fix it. So first off, power that just to make sure no signals come through. And let's do the same here actually. Power that. Then we want to reset all these blocks to their opens position, like so. Then in the open position, this piston should be retracted, so we will just retract that. This observer should be at the top, this cauldron should be at the top like it is now, and then finally we can place a dust there, and now it should be done in theory, so let's give it a go. So that closed just fine, and it opened perfectly as well. So whenever this door breaks, which might happen, you probably just want to look at this position or this state. Here are all the T flip-flops, so this observer needs to be here and not here. This piston should be here and not here. This cauldron should be up and not down. And this observer should be up and not down. And finally this redstone block should be down and not up. So quite a couple of states in there to keep track of, but if you put them all in that in those locations, and make sure to disconnect this test right here whenever you're fixing things, because signals can just come through here, then you should be able to reset it just fine to its open position like this, and fix everything, and then it should work afterwards. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you all later. Bye.